guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing a Q&A about Petunia the mini pig. So not just necessarily about Petunia, I will be answering some questions about her, but also about owning mini pigs in general. So if you don't know a lot about mini pigs, I do suggest you check out my other videos first. I did the truth about mini pigs, and that talks all about realistic size expectations. I also have other videos about what to expect when you're bringing home a pig, as well as correct diets for them. But today's just going to be a general Q&A for them. Okay, so the first question is from Kaylee7710. Is mini pigs the easiest pig to take care of? I guess because it's a small pig, it is the easiest pig to take care of. And that's just because you don't need as big of an area, you don't need as strong of a fence, you don't need as much food as with other pigs that are generally going to be a lot bigger. McWilliams, do they eat as much as maybe a medium-sized breed of dog, more or less maybe? I think that pigs eat probably less than dogs do. They put on weight very easily. Most dogs, don't put on weight as easily as pigs do, except for maybe certain breeds. So I think overall they probably eat less than dogs. Animal Lover 188 asks, did Petunia get bigger than you expected, or did you know their size before you got her? I actually didn't really know a whole lot about mini pigs before I got her. It just kind of came up out of the blue if I wanted to adopt her. So I just love pigs. I think they're so, so cute. So I immediately, of course, said yes, I wanted to adopt her. As far as how big I thought she was going to get, I think I was aware of course, like how big they were gonna be, but not in terms of pigs. We didn't raise pigs or anything like that before, so my knowledge of pigs was actually kind of limited at the time. And she's just like bigger as in how much she weighs and things like that compared to a dog. It's just really hard to compare them to dogs. Kind of like how bulldogs are. They're just, they're pretty massive, but still kind of small at the same time. So it was kind of a learning experience, actually. It wasn't at all of like, oh, I thought she was going to be 10 pounds. Nothing like that. It was just more of the actual, dimensions of her overall mass that was not especially clear to me, because I didn't even get to see any of Petunia's family members in person. She was shipped all the way from East Texas all the way over here. Then the family didn't want her, and I ended up with her. So it wasn't like I had been able to prepare at all for what she was going to be like. The Good, the Bad, and the Furry. Can they be housed outdoors? Also, can they be housed with other kinds of pigs? So I don't think it's a good idea to put mini pigs with other types of pigs. If it's like a Juliana pig with maybe a very small potbelly pig, that could possibly work, but you definitely don't want to put a small miniature pig that's around 100 pounds or less with a standard stock pig that's going to be 700 pounds. That's not safe. If they fight over food or something like that, your mini pig could get hurt really easily. So that was the second question. The first question was, can they be housed outdoors? They can be housed outdoors as long as they are provided with shelter. During the summer, they need a cool area, a tub of water. During the winter, depending on how cold it is, they need really warm shelter that they can stay warm. These pigs don't really have a lot of protection. Petunia actually does grow in a lot of hair during the winter. It's really cute. But it's not enough for her to be, living outdoors below freezing temperatures. So if you do want to house them outdoors, you need to have something really nice set up for them. Spooky Boopers asks, what's the craziest thing Petunia has ever eaten? Petunia ate a bunch of food coloring one time, and it was blue cake food coloring. So her whole snout and tongue and inside of her mouth was completely dyed blue. She got it everywhere, so her little hooves were also in it, and she made a huge, mess, little hoof prints all over my floor. And then for days afterwards, every time she would poop little blue balls. It was really funny. Not harmful, really, because it was food coloring. it went away after a couple weeks, all of the coloring on her nose and everything, but it was pretty funny. Sloth Lover 309, can they live indoors almost full time? I want a mini pig, but life near a bunch of wildlife. Pig would probably be a snack for the wildlife, and the homeowners association would probably be mad. There are some people that keep mini pigs indoors full time. I don't agree with that method. It can be done, but pigs do need an area to go out and, root in the dirt, enjoy some sunshine, things like that. Petunia is, I would say, mostly an indoor pig, but she does go outside a lot and she really enjoys it. And I think most people that have their pigs indoors and outdoors would agree that the pig needs to be able to go outdoors to enjoy itself. The other thing that's important to bring up is, pig pee and poop, more their pee is pretty gross, and they can go inside in a litter box, but it just gets nasty quick, and they are big animals, so when they go to the restroom, it is a lot. It's not like your cat where, you can clean it once a day or every other day, and it's not that much. Like with a pig, you'd probably want to clean it immediately afterwards. So that's another thing. If your homeowners association does not allow pigs, don't get one. There's just no point of even fighting with it unless you can get them to change those rules prior to getting a pig. Don't put your pig through that situation. It's very selfish because you end up getting the pig. People are going to know you have a pig. I've said this in all of my videos. There is no way to hide that you have a pig. It is impossible. They will know. So then they're going to want you to get rid of the pig. They're going to call animal control. You're going to make that pig suffer. So there's just no point in doing that. As for wildlife, yes, mini pig could definitely be a snack for wildlife. So you'd have to have a really secure enclosure in order to have them out there. So all of those questions do make me think that a mini pig is probably not a good idea for you. Maddie McCalladon, do they get along with horses and goats? So this is a big one that recently there was somebody whose pigs got out, and they weren't even miniature pigs, okay? These were actually just regular size hogs that were being raised. And they, one of them got into a corral with a horse. And now this wasn't my horse, this wasn't my pig, this was just something that I heard about recently here around where I live. And so the pig got into the corral with the horse, probably wanted to try to go eat some food in there, and the horse basically stomped it to death. The pig was not killed, it actually had to be euthanized. And that wasn't even a miniature pig. So no, it is not safe to have a pig with horses. They could very easily kill it or hurt it to the point where you would have to put it down. Mini pigs with goats, though, is kind of a different story. If you don't have a, super aggressive filly that tries to hit everything, then usually that's perfectly fine. Petunia gets along great with my goats. She's lived with the goats. She gets along with them. So that's perfectly fine. There can be situations where that won't work, but usually it does work, especially if you have miniature goats as well. So that should be okay. Mr. Knowlesia, what would you say to someone that is considering getting a mini pig? Watch all of my miniature pig videos first before getting one. Just watch all of those videos so that you know what you are getting yourself in for. Do not have any unrealistic size expectations. A pig under 40 pounds is not going to happen. If you think that that's what you're getting, you have not done enough research on mini pigs. And somebody will be like, oh yeah, but there's these other types of pigs called teacup pigs, and I constantly get that comment. And it's like, no, when I tell you that Petunia is the smallest breed of pig, I mean it. She's the smallest breed of pig. I don't mean this is a small breed of pig. No, this is the smallest. So there's no such thing as like, oh, well, they have these other breeds that's smaller. No. All right, Katie62003, how can you make sure you will be in fact buying a mini pig and not a huge pig? So basically you want to see the parents first. You want to make sure that they are in fact small pigs. And that's kind of one of the things is people end up buying these cute pink little pigs, and the mother's this, giant hog. But I don't understand why you would spend the money without seeing the parents. Anytime you're going to buy an animal, I think you would want to see the parents. Maybe that's just me. But asking to see the parents is a good way. On my website, I did write a blog about mini pigs and different breeds and what those breeds look like. So if you want to check that out, that way you get a full description of characteristics that the pig should have. If they don't have those characteristics, if they're a little different, they could be mixed, they could be completely different, but that way you kind of know what it is that you're buying before you start trying to make your purchase. Miss Daisy's son, how long do they live? So usually about 15 years is a pretty good lifespan for a pig. So it's longer than a dog, but not super long. Wish it was longer. Not so social dragonfly. Do they bite or threaten you in any way if you scare them like cats? Yes, pigs can bite. Some of them even kind of jump on you, but that's again behavior that you've tolerated and goes also into your training. I feel very lucky to say that Petunia would actually never bite me. She's never tried to, but I've worked with her a lot. I've done a lot of training with her, and people sometimes end up with pigs that have really, really bad behavior, but that's because they don't do anything to train them. Hey, it's me, Bree. What is Petunia's favorite food? Food, that's basically Petunia's favorite. She likes everything. Mia Daniels 10, how much does an average mini pig weigh? So anything under 300 pounds is considered a mini pig. On average, I would say they probably weigh over 100, but less than 200. Petunia's more on the smaller end, so she weighs about 65 pounds. And there's, of course, pigs that are smaller than her as well. But I think the average is over 100. Riri05, how much should a pig be fed each day? So that is a very hard question to answer because, as if you saw from my last question, the pig's weights vary so much. So you could have a 50-pound pig or you could have a 300-pound mini pig. And they obviously wouldn't eat the same. And then there's also how old is the pig, how active is the pig, you know, what's the pig doing? Is it somebody that's breeding their pig? That's going to have a different diet than your pet pig. So definitely watch my pig playlist, and there's going to be a food video because it's just impossible to say what it should be. You know, it could probably go by a percentage of its weight. But then again, some pigs are more active, some need to lose a weight, so it's going to be, you know, not the same percentage as a healthy pig. So there's a lot that goes into it, but that video should help you if you do have a mini pig that you're feeding. My friend has a mini teacup pig and her name is Penelope. She takes her out all the time and she seems like a good pet, but I don't know how to ask my mom because she thinks that they are loud and messy. Pigs are incredibly loud, especially when they're babies. They can throw a tantrum and you won't be able to hear yourself think. Like, it just feels like your ears are gonna bleed. It's so loud. And yes, pigs can also be very messy. Some are also very destructive in the home and destroy things. And I guess this answer really isn't helping you, but a pig is a huge commitment. I don't recommend them for kids. You can try talking to your parents, show them, you know, mini pig videos, what to expect, all of that. But if those are your parents' concerns, they're not bad concerns. They're definitely valid. So it might not be right for your family. Kelly Kitty Purr, why are they called mini pigs when they get so big? So the reason that they are called mini pigs is because they are a smaller version of a pig. Pigs are huge animals, so you're comparing, you know, when you're saying mini, it's something mini to 700 pounds. So that's pretty big. That's why, you know, they're not tiny little animals. For example, miniature horses. People are still realistic about the fact that a miniature horse is not something that they're going to carry around in their purse. I know people have seen videos and images of little horses being carried around in someone's bag. Those are baby horses. But in general, most people do realize that even miniature horses are large animals, like a very large dog. So it's kind of like with that, pigs are massive, so a smaller version of that is still going to be pretty big. It's not going to be something that you carry around in your purse. Koltunbu, can mini pigs be potty litter trained? So yes, they can be potty trained. My pig is trained to go outside to use the bathroom. Some people train their pigs to use litter boxes, but like I said earlier, to me that's gross. I wouldn't want to do that. It's just like as soon as they go, I think you'd need to go run clean it because it's just a lot. And it's going to get smelly. And also, trying to pick a litter for mini pigs can be really difficult. I just see people, online and in the groups that I'm in having a hard time with that. So they can be litter trained. I don't recommend it. I think just train them to go to the bathroom outside. Pig QnA, are mini pigs legal everywhere, and do you need to be on a farm to keep them as pets? This very much depends on where you live. And I was actually kind of surprised here in El Paso, not that this would really apply, but it is legal to keep miniature pigs in residential areas. Now, I think if you have a homeowners association, that kind of changes a little bit, but overall you can have them in the city. But it varies like between cities. I know lots of people get their miniature pig and then later get into a lot of trouble because they find out that they're not supposed to have a pig in city limits, that it's considered livestock even though it's a small pet. And so you really have to find out with your city. You can call your local animal control office. You can also go online and look up the animal laws in your city. Sassy Sarah XO97, how often do you have to bathe Petunia? I heard pigs are pretty clean animals, but since they like mud, don't they get dirty? So when they say that mini pigs or pigs in general are very clean animals, it's that they're clean about going to the bathroom. They have a set location where they have a bathroom. They don't get their poop and urine on them. That's kind of like what we consider clean with animals. They do like to get in mud because they can't sweat and they need to be able to cool themselves down. I don't bathe Petunia that often, maybe like every couple of months, also kind of depending on how dirty she gets, so more often in the summer than in the winter. And Petunia does leave a lot of dirt in my house, like her little bed blanket area does get pretty dirty and I need to wash those blankets. But I still do think that they are clean animals. Like I said, they're just sanitary about, using the bathroom and things like that. Petunia, for example, has never rolled in poop, unlike my corgis. Jessie Styles, what is the dumbest question you've gotten asked about your pig? I think the dumbest one is always when people are like, why is she so big? Or, oh my God, she's huge, which isn't kind of a question, more of like a comment. But it's definitely by people who've never seen pigs. So I guess that's why. Yeah, girl, Ashley, do you know types of animals that get along with mini pigs? So you can't really force your mini pig to get along with anybody, really. That's just their personality can be hard to deal with at times. Usually it is very hard for pigs to get along with dogs and sometimes with other animals, so you just kind of have to hope for the best, and sometimes you can't change it or do anything about it. Vaz Haley, any tips on training mini pigs? I just got a Juliana pig named Gus, and he's very vocal about authority. Basically earplugs, you just have to completely ignore them when they make a lot of noise. They do it for attention, to get what they want. They know that you'll either stop or keep doing it. Depending on what they're trying to get out of you. So just completely ignore him when he's vocal. Don't let him think that that is a way to control you, because if you're not careful, the pig will train you before you train it. Evelyn LaVenture, do they need a buddy? So pigs actually bond really, really closely with humans and therefore do not need a buddy or really anybody to live with. They can sometimes get along with other pets. That can happen. If you've watched Petunia's Draw My Life video, she does have a lot of friends. But you definitely don't need too many pigs. They're highly intelligent animals, and usually, when an animal is so intelligent, if they are social, they can form those social bonds with humans, and pigs are an example of that. Thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you so much for all of your questions that you put in on Instagram. I think I got some really great questions for this video, so I hope you learned something about mini pigs, and also there's tons of information in my other videos, so be sure to check that out. And I'll see you guys next time, so don't forget to subscribe. Bye!